What's happening, everyone? Um, Welcome back to Drifty TV, and welcome to my thank you and goodbye video for the legend that is Jurgen Klopp. I thought a lot about whether I was going to do this video. I thought a lot about what I was going to say, and I still don't even know. There's no script. I haven't written anything down. Of course, a few things may have popped into my mind of like a guideline of what I would say, but I really didn't know what I was gonna say, and I still don't. But I did feel that I needed to do it just to get a little bit of closure within myself, and because the man deserves it. And he might never ever see this. He probably won't ever see this, but I'm sure there's a few people out there that it might resonate with, who maybe feel the same way I do. This man changed everything at this club. Everything at this club. We have an absolutely spectacular history. We are the most decorated club in England. And there's people before him like Rafa who won big trophies and you know, and brought joy back into and respect back into Liverpool from the drought that we had of not winning the league and whatnot. But with Jurgen, it was different. It just wasn't. There's no point me trying to explain it. Liverpool fans would just know what I mean. It was just different. Everything about what Jurgen Klopp brought when he came, it was just different. And I mean, it's 8.5 years. If we're gonna round it up, it's 9 years. It's half of my adult life, pretty much, that he's been in charge of Liverpool, which is a long time. It's almost become all I know. Of course, I've got the memories of all the stuff before, but I'm sure a lot of you will understand what I mean. That where somebody's at your club for basically a decade, they become all you know. And even that within itself is going to be so weird now with him being gone. But he changed everything, man. He changed everything. He made this club respected again. He made this club what we're supposed to be. And was he perfect along the way? Of course he wasn't. He's a human. But I will never, ever forget what this man did or him. And I just want to thank him, man. I really do. I really want to thank him. I want to be able to just let him know how many great memories he brought us, man. How many it's hard to put into words, man. It is. It just brings a smile to my face and makes me want to shed a tear all at the same time. It's weird. It's really weird. I'm not an emotional person with that regard. The people who are closest to me will understand and know what I mean. But it's this weird feeling of like you want to cry, but you don't, if that makes sense. And maybe some people have cried. I'm not a crier at all. I'm really not. I've probably cried about 5 or 6 times in my entire life, other than being a baby, obviously. And maybe twice as an adult that I can even remember. Like, I'm just not a crier, but I am a very empathetic person. So things do get me. And this is a strange feeling, having this feeling come over me now of like, what is this weird? It just shows what he meant to us, what he means to me, what he means to the club. And yeah, man, we will never be the same. Life is never gonna be the same, man. I've been catching up on some of the stuff that's obviously been done, that he did, the dedication stuff, and it's hard to watch, man, because you can't believe he's not gonna be here anymore. You can't believe he's not gonna be in a dugout. You can't believe he's not gonna be taking the press conferences and leading us like the true leader that he is, giving us the right words when needed and showing us when we need to be shown. Seeing the players, how emotional they are, worrying about what life's going to be like without him. It's all crazy, man. I think a lot of people forget. A lot of people forget. And maybe this is the reason why people used to say I was making excuses and stuff like that for him whenever things weren't going right or whatnot. It wasn't. It was just me having an understanding that sometimes circumstances are different. And it's for everyone's allowed their opinion. I'm not telling people how to think or anything, but I'm just trying to give people a bit of an understanding as to why with him he's different. It's an exception to the rule. Like usually I would always put Liverpool before anything else. But with Klopp it's different because you owe him. We owe him more than just, oh, it's not working anymore, is it? So all right, just scream at him, say he's a problem, say he should go, etc., etc. And some of the crazy things that I saw, and of course, standards have to be kept to a certain level. We are Liverpool Football Club, but I just think people get spoilt, people forget, people become complacent. Remember what life was like before this man made Liverpool back into the club we were supposed to be. Remember the dark times. Liverpool had no respect for large portions of our lives. Depending on how old you are, Liverpool may have never had any respect during your time. If you're like 20, Liverpool had no respect during your life. From the footballing world, because we weren't achieving anything, we weren't winning anything, we weren't doing the things that we used to do when we were dominant. What's made us the best club in the world, the most successful club in the world. And he brought all of that back, that hunger and that desire to be successful, the craving of what we needed. He brought that all back and he got rid of it. And sometimes I've sat there and I thought to myself, like, why did I used to be such an angry Liverpool fan? And why was I, ranting and doing some of the things I was doing? And it was because I was craving success. It was because I was hungry to know what it felt like to be at the top of the tree, because I knew our club should be there and we weren't there. And I think that's what's calmed me down. Obviously, as you get older and you mature, more things change anyway. That's natural. But he quenched the thirst of the fans who wanted silverware, success, to feel good, to be back at the top. He gave us all of that. And I will forever be grateful for that. And I just found it very strange that there was a lot of people that forgot that and saw past that. But I never did. I never did. That's why he always got more time and he always got more understanding from me. People really forget where we were, man. We've always been Liverpool, of course. We always have been Liverpool. But you see, in the noughties, if you take away the Champions League win from Rafa, which was an absolutely exceptional moment in Liverpool's history and probably the single greatest day of my life regarding the club, like Istanbul will forever be goated. And so will Rafa for giving us that and the players that were part of that. But that was a very small period of time. Klopp brought prolonged feelings of goodness and greatness, and he delivered us to the promised land. I think a lot of people forget. This is why it winds me up so much when people say he only won one trophy. Let the haters hate. Let the rivals do what rivals do. I get it. It's part of the rivalry. But when I hear Liverpool fans saying it, it really irks me, because I understand that the ability of the team, we should have achieved more because we are such a sensational team. But there was extenuating circumstances. There was reasons for it. We're up against the juggernaut. There were so many factors for it. But this is why it annoyed me so much when people would say things like he only won one title. Only. I didn't think I was ever going to watch my team win the league. There comes a point, you got to remember, 30 years without a league title. That's all my life almost. Like, I never thought I would ever watch Liverpool win the league. I had so many near moments, 08, 09, 13, 14, always got so close and then never got there. And I always felt to myself like it was something I was never going to be able to watch, to feel a part of. Even in 17, 18 and 18, 19, when Klopp's era was becoming great, and we still didn't get over the line when it comes to the Premier League. And you're looking at the situation in 18, 19, and you're thinking, 97 points and we didn't win the league. We're never going to watch our team win the league. We're never going to have this moment. We're just not. It's almost like a jinx. It's almost like some kind of curse. We're never going to get to have this pleasure. And then in 1920, this great man, Jurgen Norbert Klopp, delivered us to the promised land and gave every fan what we've wanted for our entire lives, for the majority of us. Obviously, for the oldest, they remember the good times back in the day. But he gave, for so many people for my generation and younger, he gave us what we were craving. And I'll never, ever, ever forget. I'll never, ever forget. And I will always be grateful. And I will never, ever want to try and minimize it or put it down or whatever. So thank you, Klopp, man. Thank you for everything, man. I don't know where we go from here. I can't believe he's not going to be in the dugout anymore. I can't believe Liverpool will no longer have Klopp, man. Like, this guy's he's more than a manager, man. He gets us. This is why I was saying the new manager has to have character as well, because there's more to being Liverpool manager than just being good at your job. There is. And Liverpool success is always what I want the most. But yeah, man, I just think to myself, no one's ever going to be able to redo this. I don't think. If I'm made to see that I was wrong, then obviously I'll be over the moon, because it will mean Liverpool will be stupidly successful. But I just don't ever think we're going to have a period of joy and success and prolonged goodness the way we have under Klopp. And what we're up against, man, and we still came through it for the most part. We came within 105 minutes of doing a quadruple, and I know we didn't, but that's how great this man is. 105 minutes away from a quadruple. Think about that in the context of how long a season is and how many thousands of minutes there are in a season. Was it 63 games? I think it was. And we came within 115 minutes of immortality. I can't forget that, even though we didn't get over the line, because this is greatness. No one else has ever come close, and no one else probably ever will come that close. It's just weird, man. No more Klopp. It's just weird. He said he wanted to turn doubters into believers, and he definitely did that and more. And I hope he goes and lives the best life possible, because no one deserves it more. No one deserves it more. I don't really idolize people, because I'm a God-fearing man, and you're not supposed to idolize anybody but God. But I have an overwhelming respect for certain people, for certain humans. And he's right in the top of that list, outside of my parents and stuff like that, obviously. He's right at the top of that list for the respect I have for him. And I've never even met the man, and that is the power of what Jurgen Klopp is and who he is and what he represents. And you can just see what it means to the people who have met him and been around him and have had the pleasure of knowing him. And yeah, man, this is tough. This is tough on a personal level. I've been through a lot in the last 18 months, which is why this might hit me a bit harder than maybe it usually would, or I thought it would, or maybe it will hit other people. I've had a lot of loss in my life. I've gone through some shit, in this last 18 months. And I'm not going to go into it because I don't really like to talk about personal stuff. Obviously, there's things I don't mind discussing with the world at all. You know, I mean, we have laughs and with jokes, you know, about favorite movies and stuff like that. Like, I have no problem with people knowing that kind of stuff. But there's some things you have to just keep to yourself. And there's the odd person who's close enough to me to know it in this world. Shout out to those people. But I've been through so much in the last 18 months on a personal level. And you always have to just put on a brave face and get on with it, because there's people that rely on me. And there's people who can't see me weak, because it will make them feel worse about themselves. And my place, my role within my family, within my dynamic, is to be strong and take the weight. That's my burden. I accept that, not only as a man, but as a human. And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. But it is difficult sometimes. And Liverpool has always been a constant in my life outside of my family. It's always been the thing that's meant the most to me outside of my family. And anyone who's a part of that becomes a part of that. And Jurgen Klopp is right at the top of that. And I want to thank people at Liverpool who don't even know they helped me to get through bad times in my life and get through the last 18 months. The people along the way with me, my brothers, like Matt and Callum, my other brothers who I won't name in case they wouldn't want me to say their names publicly, but they know who they are and they've been there for me. Family, my real brother, like my blood brother, people who know, who've been there for me, and been through this and know just what Liverpool means to me. And Klopp going is just, it feels like another loss. It feels like another thing that's going to be different. Change is good, I get that, but not always. And there's some things that you know are going to happen when they're inevitable, but it doesn't make it easier to deal with them when they happen. And of course, Jurgen Klopp leaving is one of those things. And yeah, the last 18 months from a personal level just feels like too much change I didn't want, too much change I never wanted. And it's just hard to know that life is just going to be so different now. And Liverpool, especially obviously under Jurgen Klopp, was like the last constant left in my life. And now that's gone. And bloody hell, man, this is tough. So thank you once again, Klopp, for everything you've done for myself on a personal level, for everything you've done for this club, for everything you've done for everybody. And I'm sure nobody will mind me saying on their behalf, you've been one of the greatest things to ever happen to Liverpool Football Club. We are so grateful. We will forever love you, forever remember you. And I just hope that the next chapter of your life is as sensational, as amazing as the chapter of all of our lives that you just left us with. These memories will live in me forever. I cherish them. I revisit them. I relive them. Probably going to do it after I finish this. And the crazy thing is, I didn't think this video would be this long. And there's probably things I've forgotten when I made some like little book notes in my mind of things I want to mention. There's probably some things after I'm like, damn, man, forgot to say that. But that's just how life is. And I wanted this to be a freestyle. I didn't want this to be written because I wanted this to come from the heart rather than, you know. But man, Jurgen Klopp is gone, man. It's crazy. It's so crazy, man. So crazy. But thank you, Klopp, man. Thank you for everything. Thank you for making my club great again, bringing us to the promised land, making the haters know we're the shit. And you're the reason for that in the recent history. Liverpool Football Club, the best club on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. And you're a big reason for that. So thank you, man. And for the last time, Jurgen Klopp, my fucking manager. I love you forever, Klopp, man. And Arne Slot, we're behind you, but big shoes to fill, man. Big shoes to fill. Yes. Thank you, Klopp, man. Thank you.